Then Samson reached toward the two pillars. They were in the middle of the temple. They were the ones that held up the temple. He put his right hand on one of them and put his left hand on the other. He leaned against them. Judges 16:29. Sometimes you win, but it doesn't feel like a win. Sometimes you win a waffle eating competition, you have to eat more waffles than you could ever imagine, and you start sweating syrup. Sometimes to be the better player, you have to say no to things. Every winner knows that winning takes sacrifice. Winning sometimes looks like getting up early, staying up late, not eating those cookies, not hanging out with friends. In this story, we find a sacrifice. Samson is a judge just like Deborah who fights for God's people because they fall back into sin. Samson, in my opinion, has the craziest story of all the judges. He has an angel visit his parents just like the angel visited Mary and Joseph. Samson also had hair that if it never got cut, he would have super strength from God. You heard that right. Super strength from hair. And no, that is not an excuse to never get a haircut. That was a promise God made specifically to Samson. Samson is special. He is given a special mission. Yet through a crazy series of events, he is betrayed, chained up, and mocked. It is awful, but it's also very similar to what Jesus went through. But it doesn't stop there. Samson is chained up, having lost his strength, but God gives him one burst of strength where he defeats all the enemies of God's people, and in the process, he passes away. Samson wins. He defeats the people God called him to defeat, but it doesn't feel like a win. Yet because of Samson's sacrifice, people got to experience God's triumph. Jesus is similar to Samson in a few ways, but Jesus is very different in a lot more ways. Jesus lived a life without any sin. Jesus was God's son, and Jesus is God. Even though Jesus is so much more important and much better than Samson, Jesus sacrificed too. He died on the cross so we can experience triumph. This Christmas, what could you sacrifice so others could win? Could you give away Christmas gifts? Ask someone for money for a mission trip instead of presents? Or serve on Christmas Eve? Jesus showed us that when we sacrifice, we love. So who will you love this Christmas season?